This was my first ever round pen session with a gelding that I have taken to calling Soup. Don't ask. It just fits him. He is already halter broke, and I've been playing with him for the 2 weeks that I've had him, and he's been in quarantine up until this session. He's extremely buddied up to the fence. You can see how he cuts my round pen in half. And he's just rubbing himself along the fence looking for somewhere to get in with everybody else. And I had to work pretty hard to keep him moving in this beginning part of this session. This guy is 6 years old. He is a son of Gumbo Gin Cake out of a daughter of Roanys Tomcat. And he's the first horse that I've had my hands on out of Leroy Hauerland's program in Texas. I grabbed my flag so I have a little more oomph to ask him to go here. He's really hunting a spot to jump or just to hang out, so I pressure him up when he's over by the other horses. He really didn't have much respect for the area that's supposed to be my space when he first started out. He wanted to face me up right there, but I pushed on him. There, he's finally starting to use the other side of the round pen. This horse seems pretty anxious. See how much of the round pen he's just cutting in on me there? He's just going right through the middle. He does not have much respect for my area. He wants to stop next to that gate pretty badly. And he's happy to give me 2 eyes, but I'm not quite ready for that yet. I drop my flag and push him around with the lead and then look for 2 eyes, and he's right on top of it. This guy is supposedly broke. I have sat on him once, so I don't know exactly what he knows under saddle. I've never saddled him up. He came to me pretty scrawny, so I've been trying to put weight on him, and I've been doing lighter sessions with him just to get a feel of him and see what he is. But I haven't saddled him or done anything like that yet. He's pretty happy to cut into me on the other side too, and when he lopes, he kind of crossfires around. I'm really having to work to keep him pushed out towards the fence there. You see, he hasn't even made tracks along the fence on the far side yet. He thought about turning around right there. He doesn't even know these other horses. He hasn't been in with them yet. But just the fact that there are other horses here kind of seemed to blow his mind. He really, really wanted in with them. So I just keep working on making pressure over by the other horses. And I would like to release him on the other side of the round pen, but he's pushing into me so hard that I have to pressure him on that side too. I try to give him a little bit of release when he actually goes out by the fence on the far side. When he offers that, which is not consistent. He seems like a pretty nice mover. Like I said, he's kind of an anxious horse. He kind of acts like he's worried about some stuff. But he's also a sweetheart when he wants to be. There, he finally put tracks up against the fence. I have found when I'm lunging him, occasionally, if he feels like you're putting too much pressure on him, he will threaten and pin his ears. And he shows a little bit of that in this round pen session later. He's very happy to face up. He knows what that means. And he licks and chews while he stands there. Like I said, this horse is kind of a mystery to me. I don't know what all has been done with him. So I'm just restarting him like he's a colt. And we'll see what he knows once we get to the undersaddle stuff. I go to look for his hip right there, but he goes to just leave. And when I push on him, he changes directions to the outside. I just stay after him. He's really happy to push into my circle still. That was better. There he gets kind of pissy with me. I push on him pretty aggressively, so he offers to kick at me double barrel. That was a great example of him getting a little crabby. That's the first time he's really offered to kick at me, though, which isn't ideal. But he was very obvious about it, and I knew a stride or two before that he was going to try it, so I ducked and covered. He gave two eyes and changed directions nicely right there. I'm not real impressed that he offered to kick at me like that. Chucked my flag at him there just to put a ton of pressure on him. There he's kind of using the round pen a little bit better. Change directions over by the other horses. He kind of offered to stop right there. And we changed directions there too. See, he just cuts right across the middle of the pen still. I'm looking for him to find a decent spot here so we can quit. Once again, this is the first time that I have round penned him. There he faced up really nicely. I kind of set my halter up so I can walk up to him and catch him if I want to. So I angle around him to look for his hip first. And he does. So I walk around to the other side. That was the side he wanted to leave on last time. And when he gives his hip a step, I release a little bit. Go to look for it again. And he gives it pretty decently there. And then I just walk up to him. He's pretty decent to catch. Kind of wants to be friendly. Not a bad place to end for his first round pen session, but it definitely could have been nicer. He's got a lot of room for improvement. I start asking him to lunge here, and then decide to change the camera angle of the drone. He's pretty decent about lunging. He already knew how to do that when I first got him. It just took a little bit of refining. But he's really goofy because as he's going around the circle, he wants to look at you with two eyes. Typically, you want the head, shoulder, and hip the same distance from you around the circle. But it's like his shoulders and hip are on the circle, and his head is jacked all the way around to look at you. I've never had a horse offer to be like this. So while we're lunging around here, I go to throw the rope over his back. This is something that he has done before. As long as he wants to be worried and trot, I keep throwing it over his back, but when he offers to walk and be calm about it, then I'll stop. I'm looking for his hip right here. Wanting him to be a little more cadenced about it. Then I go to pet him. He's already been gaining weight since I got him. He's just been on straight grass hay with a little bit of alfalfa, as much as he can possibly eat. And he's starting to shine up and shape up a little bit better. He really is a sweetheart of a horse. Looking for him to move off my pressure right here. And then I send him the other direction. This way also, he wants to face up to me while he's going around the circle, which is just the weirdest thing. I go to throw the rope over his back a little bit on this side too, And like I said, as long as he wants to be worried about it, I'll keep doing it. And when he's relaxed, then I stop. He kind of sent off at a trot again there. And he sure travels around nice. He wants to be really soft on the halter. Go to change directions. He doesn't seem to prefer one side over the other. He's pretty decent on both. I kind of have to put a little bit of pressure on him there to get him out away from me. Just cruises around. Change directions. Kind of just a nice little horse. This is another really good thing for these guys. I put the rope around him, so he has to turn around away from me in order to follow a feel. Now, I don't remember if I had done this with him up to this point. If I had, it had only been once or twice. But he wasn't bad at all. Kind of hurried through the last bit there, but wasn't too panicky, never offered to kick at it or anything. Go on the other side. This is one of those things where you kind of just stick with them and wait. I don't want to rush them through it. Turns around really nice. You can see him lick and chew right there. I go to set it up one more time. And I actually screwed him up right here. He ended up getting it between his back legs. That was my bad. I just dropped it on purpose because I didn't want to put him into a big bind. So I set him back up to do it again. Just have to let him figure it out. And he doesn't take very long. Cut to the last clip here. This is something that I had taught him. I showed him how to pick me up off the fence. This is only the second or third time that he's ever practiced this. So it's still a pretty new concept for him, but he knew right where I was going with it. He tries really hard. I correct him when he goes to walk away, and I want his hip to be pretty tight up against the fence to simulate mounting. I pat on him when he's where I want him to be. He's a nice little horse. He's not a very big horse. He's probably around 14.1 or 14.2. I haven't sticked him yet, but I'm interested to see if he'll fill out and grow a little bit more, or if this is kind of the size he's going to be. I just sit on him while still holding onto the fence and pet on him all over. This is really good stuff for colts and for unknown geldings that you don't know what has been done with them. He really knows what I'm looking for here. He's happy to step over into the fence a little bit more. When he goes to step his hip away, I correct him. I want him right up next to the fence. And that's where I praise him. You can see him lick and chew again. I've been enjoying working with this guy. I'm excited to see what he will be able to do, and how much he actually knows under saddle once he gets to that point. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.